Hey everyone, this is Martin, and I'm going into something today that I largely tried to avoid. I really hesitated even doing this. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been kind of rolling around my mind on this idea, and the reason I don't like to go into this is because I can get political on it really fast if I'm not careful, and I also don't want to come off as sounding apocalyptic, because I do have a generally positive view on the future, but sometimes there's just things that are happening that just get under my skin so much that I just can't hardly stay silent on them or not express an opinion on them. Today's going to be one of those days. If you could hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and let's get into this. It has to do with, I posted a video a while back, and I'll put a link to it up here. It's the 5 things that Americans are prepping for. And, right off the top of my head, there's the grid down situation. There is the, one of the things that was on that list was the man-made, viral, pandemic, is one that they're prepping for. Believe it or not, a civil war is one of the things that they're prepping for, which I don't necessarily buy into that, but it's possible. And then, the other 2 is, one of them was crime in general, and then the final one was the economic kind of meltdown, which I think we're kind of in the middle of that right now too. But the one I want to talk about specifically today was concerning crime, and I'm gonna have to find this video here on here, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen so you can see it as well. And it's something that here we are in southwest Missouri, which you would think that the things on the border are, we'd be kind of isolated from that here. But I'm very tight with people in the law enforcement community, and so I sort of know what's going on there in that realm. And one of the things that I want to deal with on here is when they talk about the fentanyl that's coming across the borders. Sorry, I had to find the video on this thing. And
5 times what it used to be under Trump.
And what this is this rancher down in Arizona. Let's just watch a little bit of this.
From motion-activated cameras, has collected 3,050 images since Biden was elected. That's 5 times what it used to be under Trump and Obama. And these aren't people with children. These are guys in camouflage.
So I have no idea about this kind of thing.
These are guys with carpet shoes, and they're sneaking into the country. The Border Patrol guy estimates that over 20% are packing drugs.
Jim, what's this pile?
This is a pile of carpet shoes that I found on the ranch. And what their purpose is these fit over their shoes. They tie them, they have Velcro here, and then they have carpet on the bottom, and they don't leave tracks.
That tells you they're cartel?
Tells me that they're trying to sneak into the country.
Okay, so there's that. That's typically what's coming in. And he talks about the whole idea of there being, such a huge increase of people coming across the border. And these, are obvious. The ones that he's pictured here, or videoed here are not people that are asylum seekers. He says it's like it's a 2-way street. As they come in and then they go back home, and then they come in again, and they go back home. And they're packing drugs, presumably fentanyl, and I honestly, I didn't know what fentanyl was, so I had to look it up. And there's and here's a lethal dose of it right here. I'm gonna put it up there, and there's another lethal dose, and it's a pain reliever, and or pain reliever. It's a pain medicine, I guess, and there's a bag of it right there, and this is what they turn them into. Okay, so how dangerous is this stuff? And as I mentioned before, I'm very closely connected to law enforcement here in this part of the state. And what used to be, and still is pretty strong around here, was the production of meth. that's, I was talking to one of the police officers just this last week, and he was telling me about one of the biggest drug busts that they had made right here in our rural area, and it was fentanyl, and so how do you prepare or you guard against that when there seems to be literally almost zero effort being put into to controlling the crossing of the border in our country, and honestly, I don't know what the answer to that is, other than you have to prepare yourself where you're at. And I applaud Texas. I mean, I stand with you, Texas, because you're doing your part to try to stop all of that down there, even when it seems like our federal government has no backbone to do it. Or they have another agenda, which even bothers me even worse, that our country would have an agenda that would be over and above the safety of the citizens of the country. And so I don't even know where to start with something like this. It's happening. There seems to be no stopping it from a political desire or will. And all I can say is, okay, I'm going to get political on this. All I can say is, anybody that is against it, and don't even start with the border bill that was pushed at us here, here a month ago or so, that failed to pass because, something like 1,100 pages that you had a weekend to try to review and oversee and try to figure out what it meant. And when it comes right down to it, it allows 5,000 people per day crossing the border before you say, okay, border's got to shut down for the day. You wait till tomorrow and get in line early and come on in. And it's ridiculous. It is ludicrous that we even have a mentality among us as Americans that's okay. Okay. So, if there's anything I can say is figure out those politicians that are happy with having open borders and vote them out when you get a chance to, and support, encourage the ones that are doing their jobs, and say, we applaud you as Americans. And then, when it comes down to it, here we are in Southwest Missouri, and there's beginning to be fentanyl epidemics around here. So, I'm rambling, and I know that I am, but it's something that literally, that subject was on one of the top 5 reasons why Americans are prepping, and I have to understand why, because it's a threat. Okay, it's a threat to lives and safety. All right, and so I don't know. I just, if you want to see more, if you want to see me dig into this and get better at trying to explain or share my thoughts on it, and the information that I find, let me know. Put them in the comments down below. If you don't want to hear me talk about this ever again, just say so with that too, and I won't. But it's something that I'm getting to be very passionate about, and I don't understand why we're subjecting ourselves to it, and I'm beginning to see why people are wanting to leave big cities, wanting to leave the West Coast and the East Coast, and come into places in the Midwest here where at least some sort of sanity is still reigning, it seems like to me. Anyway, I appreciate it. I appreciate you putting up with my ranting on this. Again, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. I'll get into more of this, but just make a comment down below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.